All praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Wakahakdash. Double honors unto the apostles and the bishops and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Peace to the 144,000 and the rest of the hopefully elect. I am the brother Kaya from GMS Indianapolis, the branch of Indiana. And I was at work thinking today about just, it's about to go down, as far as believing in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. I was just kind of musing on that, like, it's we gotta stand tall. We reaching that time where we gotta actually stand tall. It was cool, to find out, we was Israelites, and I just say cool for lack of a better term, but as the scripture says, this word will be honey in your mouth, but bitter in your belly. All right. The honey is, we the Israelites, God's chosen people, things of that nature. But then the bitter is that, look, you got to go through the straight gate to get to these promises. It's like hunting for treasure. Now the hunt can be however long it takes, and some people fall out because the hunt ain't coming quick enough. But hell, if you believe anything valuable, you're gonna do what's required. See, these people put stock in education, and they ass go to school, won't stop going to school. Why? Because they see value in it. So we see value in this truth, right? What does the scripture say? In Revelation, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. That word kept means shamar. It means to guard. All right, you guard things that's valuable. You don't just leave it lying around. You put it up. All right. So because we keep the word of the Lord's patient, because it tries your patience, man. It's, Satan always fucking with you, right? Demons always fucking with you through people. All right, through different lusts and things that you fight to conquer, all type of shit. Things that you ain't dealt with in the truth. I mean, that you ain't dealt with before you found out about the truth. Now these certain things you're dealing with. All right, different family things. You might have had a cozy, peachy family life, right? You got your mishaps here and there, but for the most part, things was copacetic. But then the truth came, and then now it's, friction. But, yeah, so that's all going into keeping the patience of the Lord. All right? Like Sirach, the second chapter says, it says, when thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right? Constantly endure, set thy heart aright. All right? Constantly endure. That means that it's always going to be something. It's always going to be something until it's not. Until Yahushua comes. Right? But anyway, I was just thinking on that at work, and then I was like, should I do a lesson on it? Maybe like a quick in transit, which I was doing it in transit just now. I just pulled up in park. And then I was like, no, whatever. But I'm listening to the Elder Yashawamba video that you see on screen, Incredulity at an all-time high. I'm 2.5 minutes in, and he said something. He basically alluded to what I was just thinking about at work. So I'm going to play it real quick.
Camps helped them to fulfill it. Anyway, Judge Joe Brown and Old Bottle was talking about the Israelites. And again, this is the new thing. We're getting ready to go into the point of the ministry where we're going to be hated on a level we haven't felt before. You see, we're getting ready to go through things. All right, the Lord is bringing us into another part of refinement. And
let me just do it like this.
You see, we're getting ready to the new thing. We're getting ready to go into the point of the ministry where we're going to be hated on a level we haven't felt before. You see, we're getting ready to go through things. All right, the Lord is bringing us into another part of refinement. And
Right. See, we going to phase 2, so to speak. We going to that, that next stage. We finna really, this about to come into greater effect. All right. Let me see. See, that's one. Luke 21:17, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. Luke 21:17. I'm about to look up name in that scripture real quick. Because we know name, it basically encompasses what Yahushua represents, what Yahushua Ba'Shem Yahushua stand for, what they're renowned for. All right, their creed, so to speak. What is your creed? The soldier's creed. I am an American soldier. I am my country's strength in war, her deterrent in peace. That's the infantryman's creed. All right, for the American Army. That's like what they live by, what they stand for, what they represent. All right. So we gonna be hated for what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua represent by all men. It's gonna be people that agree with us on this. Everybody agree with the women and shit, right? Oh yeah, man's supposed to be over a woman. Yeah, multiple wives. Yeah, it makes sense. Because a man can impregnate 30 women at one time, but a woman can only be pregnant by one man, and it take 9. All the talking points that people like comfortable with. But when it comes to the other stuff, they got an issue with that. So basically, take your pick. Luke 21:17. Let me see what it say. And I just want to see what it say for name, right? See, namesake, it got it together. Onoma, right? Name of proper names. It says the name is used for everything which the name covers. Everything that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua covers. Everything. Right? What is that? Revelation 14 says what? They follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. All right? Everything, the thought or feeling of which is aroused in the mind by mentioning, hearing, remembering the name, right? So, we run little diagnostics, right? When we talk to people about the importance of a name. So it's like, if out of nowhere I said Jesus, right? Then you're going to think about everything that encompasses. Jesus, passive aggressive, so-called white, well, no aggression, just passive. So-called white man, stringy hair, blue eyes, love everybody, love the whole world, die for the sins of the whole world. The Jews and the Gentiles can be saved. Everybody, you go to church, right? Here it is. Everybody in the church, so-called Negroes, black as coal. But right behind the baptismal pool is John the Baptist, image of John the Baptist, so-called white man, baptizing Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus. They got them pictures, 2 so-called white men, right? So when you say Jesus, that's everything that embodies, all right? When you hear that when you hear that sound, but when you hear Yahweh, right? Ba'Shem Yahushua, you know what that's associated with? That's associated with the Hebrew Israelites, who you people call black, which we are not. And then that's also associated with going into the truth and the depth of the Bibles, right? Romans 9, some of those scriptures, some of those staple Israelite scriptures, right? Romans 9, Deuteronomy 28, really the whole book. But those are some of the, scriptures that directly, severely cuts Christian ideology under that name Jesus. All right, so let me see. Hearing, remember the name for one's rank, authority, interest, pleasure, command, excellences, deeds, etc. Person's recorded by name, the cause of reason name on this account because he suffers as a Christian for this reason. But anyway, that's it. I just wanted to, say something right there. Like I said, back to the, I was thinking about that. Like, nice, shit about to get real, So, and I'm speaking to myself first when I say this, is you really gotta really be blameless, which it should have always been like that. But, in these growing pains in the spirit, learning how to, learning simple shit, just simple manhood. See, Esau deals with arrested development, right? Here it is, this world's supposed to be paradise, but he turned it into a hellhole. And to pacify you in this hellhole, he gave you pleasures, right? That appeals to your dopamine and serotonin and endorphins. Not the right way, the wrong way. Not working out and accomplishing things and painting and being in nature and climbing trees and running in grass, but playing video games. And video games used to be all right. Your help with your cognition. But now it's like watching a goddamn movie playing a video game. You don't got to use no critical thinking for the most part. So video games, sex, porn, drugs. There's always different types of drugs. All right, social media. Right? So coming into the truth, you got to become a new man. You getting those dirty rags off and putting on the righteous garments. All right, and now you got to really be in overdrive. All right, and be true ambassadors, true representatives for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because they're trying and going to blame the ministry. Now they gonna lie, we know, but knowing what we know, we ain't gonna give them no ammo. And see, and these the small guns right now. These guys that Esau been sending. See, a lot like the elder said, a lot of these guys are agents of Satan. They are agents of Esau, right? And so that's how Esau do. He send the small fries out there first. All right. All these different people, these different characters. All right, addressing the Hebrew Israelites. All right, giving their little 2 cents, so-called famous or respectable so-called black people, right? Yeah, Judge Joe Brown, supposed to be so-called respectable, right? He's a judge. Look at him, right? He's just one of many. But anyway, Lord's will, this was the edifying lesson to the Ophir elect. All praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Hakodah, Shalom.